Hi, this is lecture 16. We're going to learn how to read off text files. The reason why this is such an important topic is because file reading and writing are essential for storage reasons. Up till this point, you cannot save anything. Let's say you would like to save your current settings. You can't do that because once you shut down your program, everything will be erased. By writing a text file, you can use the text file as a memory location where you save it. And next time you come up, you can retrieve the text file and use the information on it to restore exactly everything the way you want. Well, it's always kind of hard to explain these things, so why don't we just do it? Let's say I have a new blank Python file on the desktop. Our goal with this program is to create a text file. It's actually very simple. First, I start with the forever user bin python command. Next, I create a text file called hello.txt. The file here is a command that creates a text file. Hello.txt over here is the name of the file, and W over here means that it's for writing purpose, that when I create this I'm going to write to it. I will refer to this file as output. So this entire thing will equal to output. So for now, normally I will write something into the file, but we'll keep it empty for now and I'll just close it. If I run the program now, we'll see the text file popping out on the desktop, meaning we just created. See? Notice how we just create a text file. If we open it, nothing is written in it. This is because we haven't done anything. Okay, let's go back to the code and let's try to write something in there. Something like you're a big apple. Something like that. The way you write into the file is actually pretty simple. You first write the name of the file, which is output. The name of the file is hello.txt, but this object inside the program we call it output, and we want to use output first. So you first write output, and then you write dot write, meaning you want to write into it. Inside the parentheses, you will write your sentence. So right here, I will write, "You are a big apple." So now if I run the program, the text file will add the sentence into it. Let me run it. Okay, let's see. Now, if we open up the file, we get, "You are a big apple." You can add tab as well, and next line. So if I go back to the code and add a \t before the sentence, it would add a tab before writing the sentence. And if I add a \n before apple, it will go to the next line, then write apple. So this is what it will look like. You have tab, "You are a big," and the next line, apple. Let me run the program now so you can see how these two affected the program. Notice how there's a tab space before the sentence. That's the \t. And the word apple went to the next line. The reason why the apple went to the next line is because of the \n. I want you to realize that every time you run this program, it will automatically replace the previous version with the current version. So if you run this again, the same thing will happen. It doesn't add to it. And this also means you will erase the original file. If you don't want to erase the original file, and instead you want to append, like add to the end, the new material at the end of the file, you want to make the file A for append instead of W for overwrite. That's the point of that. You can have either A for append, W for writing, R for reading. But And there's other ones, but these are the top 3. Anyways, if I run the program now, the new stuff will be appended to the original file. So let's check this out. Okay, so let me open up the file, and you notice that what we had before was not erased. We simply append more into it. So if I keep running this program, you'll just keep adding more and more and more into it. That's the point of this A. Now that you know how to write files, you also need to know how to read the files as well. Reading the files are actually even easier than writing the files. First, you must change from writing or appending to reading. We use the symbol R for reading. After that, you simply start with the name of the file. In our case, it's called output. Then .read. In the past, we used output.write to write into the file. Now we use output.read to read the files. And we'll call what's been read the read output. Now so whatever is being read will be put into the variable read output. Now we will print that out, print read output. If we run the program now, it will print out what's inside the text file we just created. Okay, so see how it prints out what's inside the text file? That's exactly what it's in there. When you use the read command, it reads the entire file, obviously. Sometimes you might not want to read the entire file. Instead, you might only want to read the first line. To do that, you simply change the read command to read line, READLINE. So now you will read only the first line. If you run this program, you will read the first line. If you need to read the third line, then you run the program, run this command, read line 3 times, and take the last entry. Sometimes you might want to treat each line as a separate entity. You can use the read lines command. So we just talked about read line, right? So now it's read lines. You add an S at the end. First, let me go into the text file and add more lines. So I will add my name here, something here, it doesn't matter. Now, if I try to run the program, I will read the entire file with each line separately. So let me run the program and see how it goes. Let's see. Notice how a list was returned to me, and the list consists of each line separate from each other. From this point, I can ask the computer to print out individual lines. So, for example, if I want to print out the 5th line, I will write print read output 4. Well, I admit that it's kind of weird to use index 4 for 5th line, but remember that the index doesn't start with 1. It starts with 0. So it goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the 5th one. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I don't know. That's just the way it goes. So now, if I run this program again, I will print out the 5th line. See how easy it is? I guess it's not as difficult as I thought. So, with this under your belt, I'm going to show you your homework I want you to attempt. I have posted the source code on our media site at the writing section. Do you remember the image viewer we have spent so much time with? Well, I have added an extra feature. If you click on the name of the file, not only does the picture show up, a brief description also shows up at the bottom. See how nice it is? Normally, I will go over it step by step, how you would go about programming this, but I think you guys are big boys and girls, so you probably can figure this out on your own. So I will give this to you as a homework assignment. Try it yourself. If you can't, check out my Our Media site for the chapter 16 source code. Even though I'm not going to show you how to do it, I'll briefly go over how you should go about doing this. First, I created a new folder. Inside the folder, I have already written up descriptions of the picture. Like this one, for example, you see. So the name of the pictures correspond with the name of the description files. So when I click on the entry, the name of the picture is used both to display the picture, also as well as to read the text files. Once I have read the text files, I put what I have read into the text box at the bottom. It really is not hard exercise. It might sound complicated, but it's easy and it's fun. So go ahead and give it a try. We'll probably end up doing more exercise with reading and writing files because they are pretty important. So for now, just go do your homework and have fun. This is Chieh. I'll see you next time.